Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills mom returned to South Carolina this month for an unforgettable reunion-filled weekend. As seen on social media, Sutton's trip included a stop at, by the way, the Charleston neighborhood tavern, owned by fellow Bravo celebrities Austin Kroll and Craig Conover. The Beverly Hills wife was joined by Southern Charm's chaperones, Whitney Smith, and his mom, Patricia Altschul, who shared a peek at the get-together on Instagram. Sutton spoke about her South Carolina trip in a September 17 video, explaining she was there to visit her eldest son, Philip Stracke, at college. Patricia reposts a photo hanging out with Sutton, Shep, and Whitney on her Instagram story. "I'm here in my favorite place in the world, low country of South Carolina, with this beautiful ocean behind me," she said in the reel. "It's a very special weekend for my son at his college here. And my family is coming, and my very best friends are coming. I'm looking forward to spending the last few days of summer with all of them." RHOBH's Sutton Stracke visits son Philip Stracke during Parents' Weekend at the Citadel. Sutton later revealed it was Parents' Weekend at the Citadel, where Philip has been studying for the past 4 years. The Georgia-raised mom documented the mother-son reunion on Instagram, posting a photo of a football game tailgate party and a close-up of Philip's Citadel ring. The latter was presented during a Saturday ceremony for the graduating class. Sutton continued the celebrations on September 20, when she hosted an intimate beach house party for her birthday. The boutique owner was joined by her closest friends and family, including Philip, her daughter, Portia Stracke, and her mom, RHOBH Brown. She reflected on the experience in a September 21 Instagram reel, which included shots of her birthday celebration and the Parents' Weekend activities. "From Citadel ring to football game to southern supper beachside," she captioned the post. "Couldn't ask for a better birthday with my best friend and my family and friends." Sutton concluded with a quote from Pat Conroy's 1986 novel, The Prince of Tides. "To describe our growing up in the low country of South Carolina, I would have to take you to the marsh on a spring day, flush the great blue heron from its silent occupation, scatter marsh hens as we sink to our knees in mud, open an oyster with a pocket knife and feed it to you from the shell and say, 'There, that's the taste of my childhood.'" The Beverly Hills wife is also mom to 18-year-old son James Stracke, who recently began his freshman year at Wofford College in South Carolina. See what Sutton had to say about James' new chapter. Fan favorite coaches Reba McEntire, Snoop Dogg, Neil Horan, and Michael Bublé are back for a spectacular season. Watch the premiere Monday 9:20 on NBC and streaming next day on Peacock. Something about the sea air, the salt marshes, and the low country dusk has a way of pulling people home, even when they've built new lives, far-flung careers, glittering city skylines. Sutton Stracke, the Southern debutante turned Beverly Hills luminary, recently found herself drawn back to that sweet place of memory and family. The place where magnolias still bloom in the languid heat and secrets seem softer. It was in South Carolina, in the calm, golden-tinged low country, that Sutton made her return. For Sutton, this wasn't just another social visit. It was Parents' Weekend at the Citadel, where her eldest son, Philip, has been studying. For 4 years, she's watched him grow in letters and numbers, in friendships and discipline. But there's nothing quite like seeing that growth in person. Watching him march, seeing him receive his Citadel ring, cheering in the bleachers during football season tailgates. These moments, shared between mother and son, felt like coming home. Sutton posted images, videos, the crisp uniform, the proud smile, the ring ceremony. All of it underscored the idea that this is what matters most. Watching children become who they're meant to be, remembering where you came from, feeling rooted. This trip wasn't just purple English clocks and formal files, it was born of celebration too. Sutton was marking another lap around the sun, her birthday, and decided there was no better place or people with whom to mark it. She gathered family, not just Philip, but her younger son James, her daughter Portia, her mom RHOBH. There were friends, laughter, beach houses, friends whose ties are deeper than fame, deeper even than reunion. A southern supper by the shore, tailgates in that crisp Citadel air, ring ceremonies, the patter of waves in the background, and Sutton breathing it all in saying, "This is where I belong. Even if Beverly Hills is home too, this is the sound of her heart." And life is always richer when the crossover cast shows up. Because the backdrop of Sutton's celebration was also one of those moments when the worlds of Bravo intersect. Sutton, of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fame, mingled with members of Southern Charm, Shep Rose, Whitney Solar-Smith, Patricia Altschul, among others. The Charleston Tavern, by the way, owned by Austin Kroll and Craig Conover, was more than a backdrop. It became a stage for Southern reunions and shared stories. There's something poetic in Sutton standing among these Southern townspeople, so much in common, yet each on their own path. The grandeur of Charleston architecture, the lushness of gardens, the hush of Spanish moss. These are settings both extravagant and intimate, both a reality show set and a childhood memory. What draws Sutton, and perhaps many of us, back to South Carolina isn't just family or the food or the tradition, but identity, an internal compass. The smell of salt air, the sound of cicadas in the evening, the taste of oysters held in your hand with a pocket knife. These are the bones of one's past. Sutton quotes from the Prince of Tides, describing marshes, oysters, heron, marsh hens. That taste of childhood she carries with her, no matter the zip code. There's also something about watching your children forge their own little worlds inside yours. Seeing Philip at the Citadel, often a place where discipline, tradition, and RHOBH meet tradition a place, makes you remember where you came from and what you hoped for them. This reunion isn't just paparazzi photos. It's a moment of anchor. For Sutton, it's grounding her in who she is. For Philip, a chance to see his mother attend not just glamorous galas, but to show up in uniform-sleeved rows, in rings, in academics, in tradition. For her friends from Southern Charm, a reminder that fame isn't everything. Sometimes life's true richness is in the small rituals. Tailgates, family, birthday candles on a porch, laughter at dusk. Sutton's world is glamorous, yes. High fashion, big events, dramatic confrontations. But here, in this low-country air, the drama softens. The glamour gives way to sunset serenity. The conflicts of reality television fade behind the warmth of family, of roots, of shared history. When Sutton reunited with Philip and mingled with the Southern Charm crew, she was doing more than celebrating her birthday. She was weaving her two worlds together, the polished, designed life and the wild, tender life of her upbringing. She reminded herself, and all of us, that no matter how far we wander, the places of our early days, the people who shaped us, are never far. At the end of that golden weekend, as the sun dipped behind marsh grass and the Citadel bells rang, Sutton stared into the distance, perhaps feeling that warm blur between past and future. Her children pressing against her arm, her mom beside her, friends who are more family than not. That moment, full of joy, love, and remembrance, is worth far more than any season's storyline. It's a reminder. We are the sum of where we came from and where we're going. And sometimes the best reunions are the ones that stitch together both. If you like, I can also write a version in journalistic style or pitch it as an essay reflecting on motherhood in the reality TV spotlight. Which style shall I do?